The U.S. government and other world leaders are ready to find out if Iran is using its nuclear capabilities for peaceful purposes. When asked about it today, State Department spokesperson P.J. Crowley wasn't so sure.
Is there any evidence out there that shows it could be?
Well, if you have a peaceful program, why are you hiding it? If you have a peaceful program, why are you burying it underground? As we've outlined last week in front of the IAEA, Iran, as a member of the NPT, had the obligation to report that facility to the IAEA and failed to do so.
Just last week at the G20 summit in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, U.S. President Barack Obama joined other world leaders in accusing Tehran of operating a second nuclear facility covertly. It was a stern proclamation with the threat of major sanctions against Iran. Some experts say that may have been counterproductive.
If I had been advising the president, I would have advised a much lower key approach. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that the Iranians themselves disclosed the existence of the Qom reactor.
Jim Fine, foreign policy expert for Friends Committee on National Legislation, says that even after that speech, he believes Iran is ready to come to the table to talk about its program at a special meeting in Geneva this week.
It seemed as though they were prepared to create an atmosphere that was more positive and conducive to negotiations with that gesture of allowing the International Atomic Energy Agency greater access that it had been asking for months.
At the same time, another question was posed to the U.S. State Department. What about Israel, a nation that is said to possess nuclear weapons but won't allow IAEA inspectors in? Spokesperson Crowley said he would defer that question to Israel. When asked again, he didn't stray much.
I don't think that I'll defer to Israel again, but I don't think that Israel is a member of the NPT.
Certainly all of the experts agree that Israel has a substantial nuclear arsenal, maybe 200 weapons. That doesn't mean that further proliferation in the region wouldn't be very destabilizing and very dangerous. If Iran can be persuaded to accept a much more stringent inspection regime, I think that advances the prospects for persuading Israel to open its nuclear facilities to international inspection.
Most Americans we spoke with were not bothered by the fact that Israel had its own nuclear arsenal.
I know that they do have a lot of intelligence relationships with our government, so exactly what they've told us and what they're really disclosing that they've told us, I don't know, it's kind of a dark pool, but I think we trust them just overall a little more.
But others worry Iran will not use its capabilities for peaceful purposes.
It's not in their best interest. They want to be a big player on the world scene.
Iran's nuclear chief said over the weekend that his country would allow nuclear weapons inspectors in. President Obama countered by saying he is looking forward to a serious, meaningful dialogue over Iran's capabilities, but again warned of grave consequences from a united global front if the plan is anything but peaceful. In Washington, I'm Erin Connors for Press TV.